Life. Why is life like this? So many of us also sometimes, when, or at least those who have been to meet Gurudev, sometimes we have a question in our mind and we also know the answer, or we know what we want, but still we go to Gurudev just to get a confirmation, right? So that is what is missing. Rama doesn't have confirmation, and that is why he is disappointed and confused. So, having said that, let's start the reading. The story of Shuka. Vishwamitra says, O Rama, you are indeed the foremost among the wise, and there is really nothing further for you to know. However, your knowledge needs confirmation, even as the self knowledge of Shuka needed confirmation from Janaka before Shuka could find the peace that passeth understanding. Then Rama asked, Holy One, pray tell me how it was that Shuka did not find peace in spite of his knowledge and how he found it later. So Shuka was exactly in the same situation as Rama was. Listen, Vishwamitra says, Listen, O Rama, I shall duly narrate to you this soul uplifting story. So he starts with the story. Shuka is basically the son of Ved Vyasa, who is sitting next to Dasharatha, Rama's father, in the in his court. So Shuka had arrived at all this knowledge. He had understood everything. I'll just quickly go forward. And then Shuka approached his father saying, I understand, or I have all this knowledge. I understand the diversity and all the world, the universe, and everything that is inside the universe. But I still am not able to grasp. So so Shuka is said, Vedvyasa says to Shuka, My son, I do not know anything more than this, but there is a royal sage, Janaka, on earth who knows more than this. So Janaka is also an enlightened being, and I think he also happens to be Rama's father-in-law, future father-in-law. But so Shuka goes to Janaka's palace, and Janaka tries to make him wait. And because Janaka knows what he's going to ask, and Janaka also knows that Shuka already knows the answer, but he's trying to make Shuka wait. So, and then Shuka repeated the question finally when he met Janaka. I knew this, my father told me this. The scriptures also affirm this. And now you declare the truth. And that is, this diversity arises on account of mental modifications. So it's all created by the mind. And it will cease when they cease. Thus, when his self-knowledge has been confirmed, Shuka attained peace and remained in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So he just needed that confirmation. So it's like a Guru Shishya Parampara. We need that confirmation from an enlightened one. Even if we have all the knowledge there exists, we still need that confirmation. So moving forward, Vishwamitra said to the assembled sages, like Shuka, Rama too has gained the highest wisdom. The surest sign of a man of the highest wisdom is that he is unattracted by the pleasures of the world. For in him, even the subtle tendencies have ceased. So, subtle tendencies is something which in Sanskrit is called vasanas. It's some like habits, for lack of a better word. Uh, Subtle tendencies can also be called as those subtle habits which we are sometimes aware of, sometimes not aware of. When these tendencies are strong, there is bondage. When they have ceased, there is liberation. He is truly a liberated sage who by nature is not swayed by sense pleasure without the motivation of. Yeah, Raji, you can go to the next page. I think you need to. Yeah,
I guess you are in search mode.
uh,
Yeah, it's only showing the search results page by page where it's found. So get out of that. Start again.
Yeah. Yeah. Who is not motivated by fame or other incentives. And I pray that sage Vasishta should so instruct Rama that he will be confirmed in his wisdom, and we too may be inspired. That instruction will surely become the greatest wisdom, the best of all scriptures. So this have problem is many people have this problem. They are almost enlightened. Vashishta said, I shall surely accede to your request. And Rama, I shall now impart to you the wisdom which was revealed to be my by the divine creator Brahma himself. So Rama says, Holy Sir, kindly tell me first, who was Ved Vyasa? Why was Ved Vyasa considered not liberated while his son Shuka was considered a liberated sage? I think we can read this part on our own. So Raji, you can go to the next page. It's just a technicality, right? Like people come, people go. He says about uh, Ved Vyasa and his son Shuka both being very great saints. So now we come to self-effort. So what is the way out? Rama is kind of stuck. He is not able to move forward. So self-effort is an answer to his problems. Vasishta continued, O Rama, even as whether there are waves or no waves, water remains water. Even so, whatever be the external appearance of the liberated sage, his wisdom remains unchanged. The difference is only in the eyes of the ignorant spectator. Therefore, O Rama, listen to what I am about to say. This instruction is sure to remove the darkness of ignorance. In this world, whatever is gained only by self effort. Where failure is encountered, it is seen that there has been slackness in the effort. This is obvious. But what is called fate is fictitious and it is not seen. So he goes on to say that fate is actually a collection of self effort of your past lives and maybe past in this present life. Yeah, so self effort is of two categories. One is the that which is comes from the past lives, and that one that is you are doing right now. Self effort, which is not in accord with the scriptures, is motivated by delusion. When there is obstruction in the fruition of self effort, one should examine it to see if there is such deluded action, and if there is, it should be immediately corrected. He's talking about the right action in the present, how that is more powerful than all the fate combined, right? If your conviction is there in the present moment, you can actually overcome the fate. He's saying that the fate which comes from all the past lives. So we'll move forward and we'll go to the last paragraph. Vashishta began the second day's course. As is the effort, so is in the fruit. O Rama, this is the meaning of self effort, and it is also known as fate, divine. You can go next page. When afflicted by suffering, people cry, Alas, what a tragedy! Alas, look at my fate, both of which mean the same thing. He's saying fate and divine are the same thing. The present moment is infinitely more potent than the past. They indeed are fools who are satisfied with the fruits of their past effort, which they regard as divine will, and do not engage themselves in self effort now. If you see that present self effort is sometimes thwarted by fate or divine will, you should understand that the present self effort is weak. A weak and dull witted man sees the hand of providence when he is confronted by a strong and powerful adversary and succumbs to him. Sometimes it happens that without effort, someone makes a great gain. For example, the state elephant chooses, in accordance with the ancient practice, a mendicant as the ruler of the country, whose king suddenly died without leaving an heir. This is certainly neither an accident nor some kind of divine act, but the fruit of the medicant's self effort in the past birth. So he's describing like how what we assume to be fate is actually, I think, for lack of a better word, karma. And then he is giving the solution. I think so. Where I'll go to the last paragraph on just before 278. One should free oneself from likes and dislikes and engage oneself in righteous self effort and reach the supreme truth, knowing that self effort alone is another name for divine will. We only ridicule the fatalist. That alone is self effort, which springs from right understanding, which manifests in one's heart, which has been exposed to the teachings of the scriptures and the conduct of holy ones. Yeah, we should not confuse self effort as selfishness. Self effort is actually all. If you feel it is divine will, then that is self effort. So Vasistha continued, O Rama, one should, with a body free from illness and mind free from distress, pursue self knowledge so that he is not born again here. If you remember Gurudev in the part one course, he talks about everyone's birthright being body free from illness and mind free from stress. Such self effort has a threefold root and therefore threefold fruit: an inner awakening in intelligence, a decision in the mind, and a physical action. Self effort is based on these three: knowledge of scriptures, instructions of the perceptor, and one's own effort. Fate or divine dispensation does not enter here. Hence, he who desires salvation should divert the impure mind to pure endeavor by persistent effort. This is the very essence of all scriptures. The holy ones emphasize persistently tread the path that led to the eternal good. And the wise seeker knows the fruit of my endeavors will be commensurate with the intensity of my self effort. So, self effort, not just for yourself, but also that which brings about eternal good. That self effort is rewarded. Indeed, such self effort alone is responsible for whatever man gets here. When he is sunk in unhappiness, to console him, people suggest that it is his fate. Next page. No one has seen such a fate or a god, but everyone has experienced how an action, good or evil, leads to a result, good or evil. Hence, right from one's childhood, one should endeavor to promote one's true God, salvation, by a keen, intelligent study of the scriptures, by having the company of the holy ones, and by right self effort. I'll just pause here. In 2019, I had this question about scriptures that, oh, are these scriptures really true and do we really need to follow them and understand them and spend so much time? So I asked Gurudev, that was my first ever question to Gurudev, and Gurudev was in a yes no mood. At that time, he just said yes. So from that time onwards, it's like, okay, we need to understand these scriptures. Fate or divine dispensation is merely a convention when which has come to be regarded as truth by being repeatedly declared to be true. If this God or fate is truly the ordainer of everything in this world, of what meaning is any action, even bathing? And whom should one teach at all? No, in this world, except a corpse, everything is active and such activity yields its appropriate result. No one has ever realized the existence of a fate or divine dispensation. We'll skip forward. You can read this next paragraph. Vasishta replied, the fruition of self effort by which one experiences the good and evil results of past action is called fate or daivam by people. People also regard that as fate or daivam, which characterizes the good and evil nature of such results. When you see this, this plant grows out of this seed. It is regarded as an act of this Daivam. But I feel that fate is nothing but the culmination of one's own action. So there are multiple different ways of looking at this, right? Sometimes we say, oh, karma, and we are not the doer, but it's like the same, different side of the same coin. Can go to the next page, right? So here he's talking about the latent tendencies that are in us, or in simple words, habits which have come, which we don't know from where they come, but they are there. The tendencies, these, he has divided into pure and impure. So pure are the ones which take us towards knowledge of the self, and impure are the ones which take us closer, away from the self and towards inert physical matter. So Vasishta continued, the cosmic order that people refer to as fate, which ensures that every effort is blessed with appropriate fruition, is based on omnipresent and omnipotent omniscience. By self effort, therefore, restrain the senses and the mind, and with a mind that is one pointed, calmly listen to what I am going to say. The narrative deals with liberation. Listening to it with other wise seekers who are assembled here, you will realize that supreme being where there is no sorrow nor distraction. This was revealed to be by the creator Brahma himself. Rama, the omnipresent, omniscient science or the cosmic being, shines eternally in all beings. When a vibration arises in the cosmic being, Lord Vishnu is born, even as a wave arises when the surface of the ocean is agitated. From that Vishnu, Brahma the creator was born. Brahma began to create the countless varieties of animate, inanimate, sentient beings in the universe. So I'll skip to the second last paragraph. Reflecting thus, the Creator brought me into being. He drew me to himself and drew the veil of ignorance over my heart. Instantly, I forgot my identity and my self nature. I was miserable. I begged Brahma, the Creator, my own father, to show me the way out of this misery. So interesting. So, just a thin veil, and he forgot, and he is now miserable. Sunk in my misery, I was unable and unwilling to do anything, and I remained lazy and inactive, just like how, I mean, this knowledge without experience is causing Rama to be inactive. In response to my prayer, my father revealed to me the true knowledge, which instantly dispelled the veil of ignorance that he himself had spread over me. Next page. So he removed that veil, and then again, I got enlightened, right? So even so, in every age, the Creator wills into being several sages and myself for the spiritual enlightenment of all. So this is about the reincarnation of all these sages and rishis and kings who maintain the power and status quo, so that, but also the kings, they fall and they come back, and then the sages and the rishis, they teach the kings all this knowledge. So I'll skip to the second last paragraph on this page. Rama, there are four gatekeepers at the entrance to the realm of freedom. They are self control, spirit of inquiry, contentment, and good company. Sadhana, seva, satsang. The wise seeker should diligently cultivate the friendship of these, or at least one of them. This is a very important line, and the next pages are going to talk about these. Raji, do we have time, or should we can end here?
Can pause here.
Yes.
Uh, um, so what I'll do is like whoever can stay back, I'm gonna break into breakout rooms.